challenged with the idea of how do you interact with people who you know voted for this, right? If you are an LGBTQ person and you know someone in your family voted essentially against your rights, or you're a woman knowing that, this man was calling people the B word. J.D. Vance was literally calling Kamala Harris the trash and said, we're going to take out the trash. I know a lot of Black women were incredibly triggered by that. And if you then meet somebody and you know they voted for the people who called you trash, or if you're Puerto Rican, and you know someone voted that way, do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up.
So I love that you asked this question because, there is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood, and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me.
So we have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. Those are some of the most special times in the lives of families. People that you haven't seen in a long time usually come home. You get a chance to reconnect with people that you may not have seen throughout the year or for a long time. But unfortunately, in today's climate, you have these people who are on the left who have been poisoned by this spirit of division that the Democratic Party loves to push, that the Marxists, liberal, and the communists love to push. You have these people who are politically left saying that just because you voted for Donald Trump, you are not entitled to my time. Just because you voted for Donald Trump, just because politically you decided to go a different way, because of this god of politics, this political idolatry that exists in America, and especially in the Black community, where you got like 92% of Black women voting for the Democratic Party, and you got about 75 to 80% of Black men voting for the Democratic Party, following behind those women. You have so many of those people saying, no, I'm not coming to your house for Thanksgiving, and don't come to my house for Thanksgiving. They're literally cutting people off because they chose to vote for Donald Trump.
Welcome back. So it turns out every holiday season, political talk can be a tough topic to get into. But given the results of last week's election, Yale psychiatrist Dr. Amanda Calhoun suggested to Joy Reid that some people should sit this one out. Take a look.
There is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood, and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me.
So,
yeah.
That's crazy. You got people actually clapping that woman said it's okay for you to shun and cut off people in your family that chose to vote for Donald Trump. That is sick, man. That is sick.
what do you think?
I think everybody needs to do what's right for them. Yeah. I think you need to look into yourself, and if going to a family gathering or with friends where it's going to stress you out, then don't go. I'll tell you, Al has 5 children.
Your husband.
My husband has 5 children. Most of them or their spouses voted for Trump. The problem is those 5 children have 13 grandchildren he refuses not to see and not to be part of their lives. And so for our family, he has told them, I will not let politics split up our family. Al and I voted for Kamala, others didn't. He is going to see his grandchildren come hell or high water. That's the choice that works for him.
I'm all for healthy boundaries, but I tend to think mashed potatoes are the great equalizer. Like, you don't want to spend Thanksgiving by yourself because you can't set politics aside. Like, I find that every day in every job I've worked in social circles I've run in, I've been around people who have different politics than me, and it's never gotten in the way of having friendships with them. I wouldn't have had any friends.
I wouldn't have had any holidays if I had to only pick the ones where everyone agreed with me. And so now there are times,
Max wouldn't be with you.
I check in with myself and say, am I up for this? Because I also know struggling with mental health, there are times I'm not, and that's okay. You step away, but it will never be the defining point, because toxic personalities don't have political affiliations. It's a personality trait that sucks, and we all are related to people like that. So whatever your reason is, I would never let my politics be the reason I don't show up to see my family, because they won't always be there.
I'm going to disagree. I completely understand her point.
Now, you know the race hustler, Sunny Hostin, was going to disagree with that. You know good and well, she's all about having people that have the same mindset, the same groupthink. She's not strong enough to handle people that think differently. She's part of that black bougie, that triumvirate that I talk about. We got the black pastors and the black Greek organization. She's a AKA. You got the political folks. You got the media people. She's that too. And you got these celebrities and you got these athletes. They all work together to keep the black community in bondage. And she's one of the prime reasons for that.
Because I really do feel that this candidate, President-elect Trump, is just a different type of candidate. From the things he's said and the things he's done and the things he will do, it's more of a moral issue for me. And I think it's more of a moral issue for other people. We're just, I would say it was different when, let's say, Bush got elected. You may not have agreed with his policies, but you didn't feel like he was a deeply flawed person, deeply flawed by character, deeply flawed in morality.
I think a lot of Dems called him deeply flawed and demonized him.
But you got to admit, they're very different figures. I mean, you along with Milley and along with John Kelly warned us about how deeply flawed he was as a candidate. And so I think when people feel that someone voted not only against their families, but against them and against people that they loved, I think it's okay to take a beat.
I don't have to like him to respect the voters.
If it meant not seeing.
So it's a moral issue with you, Sonny, for people that voted for Donald Trump. You don't have a moral issue with a platform and a candidate in a party that wants to unalive children, that wants to murder children. You don't have a moral issue with a platform and a party that wants to transgender children, healthy children, that buys into gender dysphoria, that wants to have men in women's bathrooms, boys in girls' sports, that wants to have parents unaware of what their children are doing during school, where they can have a boy leave the house dressed as a boy, go to school, put on a wig, put on makeup, put on rouge, put on heels, walk around school the whole day, be called something else, and then go home and pretend to be a boy, and the parents have no idea what's going on. You're cool with that. That's okay. But it's a moral issue because people chose to vote for Donald Trump. These people are so hypocritical. Get off your high horse, Sonny Hostin. Get off it, because you're not standing on anything biblical. This is your morality, according to you. You think you're better than other people. That's why you're looking down your nose at folks that decided to vote for Donald Trump. But she's not alone. Listen to this black man say similar things to Sonny Hostin. It is crazy.
I see a lot of people wondering why us Kamala Harris supporters don't want to be friends with Trump supporters no more. Need y'all to understand this. It's not about no politics. It's about moral. It's about everything that y'all voted for. It's about the sexual assault. It's about the 34 felonies. It's about the hate. It's about all that. So if you vote for that, that means that might be in your heart and your soul. And we chose, not to be around y'all. So it's just what it is. Now y'all want to get together after y'all done said Democrats be eating cats and dogs and we killing babies. after the 9 months, all the crazy shit I say to us, now that y'all won, y'all want it to be kumbaya or something? No, it ain't gonna happen. So what we chose to do is just stay away from y'all, especially ones in my community, the ones that I know voted for Trump. Don't ever say nothing to me again. I'm gonna walk past you like you invisible. You could be on side of the road, need help bad in a 18-inch snowstorm. I'm gonna just plow my right past you. It's just what it is now, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. Y'all gave up everything for us, for y'all to get 15 to 20 cents of cheap gas. Ain't no New Year's with us. You got 4 years. Cause to us, y'all like a disease to us. Y'all is a disease to us. So y'all need to be cured somehow in 4 years. For anybody I know that voted for Trump to ever have a relationship with me, first let me cure the disease first. Then we could talk. But it ain't about policies. Policies, he don't have no policies for us to debate y'all about. All he have is slander and hate and false prophets.
This is what happens when you have a community that's driven by the matriarchy, a community and men that are weak and that are led by their women. That dude has a serious mental disease. That dude is spiritually oppressed. He's spiritually oppressed by the same spirit that has black folks voting for the Democratic Party for the last 60 years, and nothing has changed. It's insane. You need to be delivered, brother. That's what you need. But instead, you sniffing around behind these feminist women that don't care anything about you. They don't. They know you're an emasculated man that's not worth anything to them alive. I'm just keeping it real. You're not worth anything to them alive. They would rather you be unalive, because then they can march in the streets and say white supremacy killed you. But that goes to show you how I talk about there is this God of politics in the black community. The God of the Democratic Party. The spirit of the Democratic Party is strong. It's a stronghold in the black community. That's why people need to be delivered from that. They do. Because as they continue to vote for the Democratic Party and get the same results, that shows the mental insanity that a lot of people have. They would choose to vote for their own demise consistently instead of doing something different. And the Democratic Party knows that. They know they have the black community by and large right here. And so until you get real truth spoken to these people, until we go into the community and actually give people truth and give truth from a biblical standpoint, then the eyes of our community, of the community, will be open. We're getting there. We're making progress. It may take some time because we're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.